味わった苦しみ、悲しみ、憎しみ、その全てを受け止めて俺は戦う。いでよ、マイフェイバリットモンスター、エレメンタルヒーロー、フレームウィングマン。
Okay, so 2005. You've just started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! The Lost Millennium has just come out, and we're in the final moments of Go Control. You see a certain Jaden Yuki play these hero cards, and you think, wow, that would be nice. And what would I say if you could travel back and play a shit hero deck? So, this is a Go Control list for Elemental Heroes. Yeah, it's 40 cards, not much just explained there, and yeah, we're just trying to fusion summon. We're not fucking with meta today, we're actually fusion summoning. So yeah, I'm just gonna dive straight into it. So for monsters, we play 3 of every hero monster that existed in the game at the time. This was pre-Bubbleman, Blade Edge, Necroface, pretty much everything that came out in the structure deck. Jaden, Bubbleman as well, yeah, I think I said it. And we're working with the original 4 heroes, and then obviously their fusions, being Flaming Man and Thunder Giant. I'm not gonna bother like going over the fusion deck again because it's 156 cards, and yeah. But anyway, yeah. So Thunder Giant is like a really good fusion because one, like Sparkman has good stats, he's 16, and Clayman has 2k defense, but just Thunder Giant lets you like, it lets you pop stuff like goat tokens. So a lot of the time you just fusion 3 Thunder Giants, pop 3, like you Trunade, summon 3 Thunder Giant, pop the tokens, and then you can like kill them from there. I've like killed people through Trunade Chain Goat a lot with this deck, but it's because of how big your hand is. And then we play the thing, the Flaming Man. It's actually quite like not that good, but like I didn't want to just play Sparkman, Clayman. Like if I'm gonna play a gimmicky deck, I'm gonna do it because I want to play hero cards in my deck. Obviously the stats on Avian Burst Genetic suck, but yeah, they're just I guess extra bodies. So that is that. I'm not gonna try and like play the best vanillas because I guess even at that, like Flaming Man is better than a lot of just like the fusion monsters with no effects, but its materials suck. So anyway, that's the 12 heroes, and then onto our next fusion materials. We played 3 Red Eyes and 3 Summon Skull. So obviously these fusion you into Beast Skull Dragon. So he's the one that you generally end on 3 of. He's a 3200 beat stick, like kills BLS, and is just like your main source of like killing your opponent with this deck. So those are that's like he's like the biggest fusion monster that requires 2 normal monsters, which will probably give away what we're playing. Again, then we have 3 Horsemen, 3 Ox. Horseman's fine. I like a lot of people from what I've seen of lists like this, people weren't playing this, but I really like this idea because Battle Ox is 17, which gets over a lot of cards in the format, and then Horseman it's got 1550 defense, which is quite big. It lets you wall like the floaters, like the Koichi, Shining Angel, Tomato, that kind of stuff. Zalug, I guess. And yeah, just like the stats on your vanilla monsters are basically just there to get you there a lot of the time. But your win con is different essentially to like heavy BLS in standard. So we play 3 Worm Drake and 3 humanoid worm slime, or slime, humanoid slime. So they are, oh yes, obviously the fusion for Battle Ox and Rabbit Horseman is the Rabbit Horseman, and sorry, Mystic Horseman is the Rabbit Horseman. And then we play 3 Worm Drake and 3 humanoid slime. and then we played Humanoid Worm Drake, which is the fusion of the two of these. Ironically, I think every fusion monster was like made in the anime. This is used by the like guy who plays Yugi, and then obviously like Kaiba. I think it's Yugi, right? And then Jaden, obviously. But yeah, this is basically just it's like one of the best stats of a monster you can like fusion summon into that requires 2 vanillas, but also just one of its fusion materials has 2000 defense. So a lot of the games you are just selling this in Clayman, or like Mystic Horseman or something like that, just to get some turns, I guess, so you don't die. So that's 30 monsters, and they're all normal monsters. So if you haven't seen this one coming, it could be a shock horror, but we play 3 Heart of the Underdog. So for people who don't know, Heart of the Underdog is a continuous spell. And its effect is during your draw phase, if you draw a normal monster, you can reveal it and draw another card. And that's not once per turn. And drawing off its own effect lets you trigger it. So if you draw this for turn, you get to draw another card. If it's this, you reveal it, draw another card. And you just try and draw as many fusion materials as you can. And then once you draw the majority of your deck, you can clear the board with Trunade and then just try and fusion someone and kill them. But to go hand in hand with this, this is your win con. You need to establish this on an early enough turn, so that you can get to your win con as quick as possible, but also just to mitigate the chances that your opponent is gonna open Breaker, MSD, Heavy, Dust. Right, there's a lot of answers to this card. That's why this deck is weak, but it's just also just fun. So yeah, this helps us get to it, but it also has an interaction with it. So you shuffle back your hand of like, dead vanilla cards, and then you can draw the same amount of cards that you put back to your deck. You have to put your whole hand back, and then if you do it in the draw phase, it'll trigger this. So say you draw like 10 cards off Heart of the Dog, and then you hit a reload, and you're like, okay, my chain of drawing cards ends. Well, it's not a chain, but like, you know what I mean, like a supply chain. Ends. You can still in draw phase activate reload because it's a quick play spell. And then you shuffle your hand back, you draw whatever it is, like 10, 15 cards. And then as long as one of those cards that you drew is a normal monster, this will trigger. So you can just keep drawing from there. Again, there's interactions with the two of these where like if you draw vanilla and you draw 2 off this, as long as one of those cards you drew is a normal monster, you'll be able to trigger the 2 of them. So really nice interaction. And then obviously we're trying to make the deck as consistent as possible. So we play 1 Graceful, 1 Pot. These you just like, obviously we're not playing Serpent, so you can just Graceful straight away. I guess like the main source of discards for these 2 cards are going to be like any of these fusion materials, the Rabbit Horseman materials and the Humanoid Worm Drake materials, just because they're not as good of fusion monsters to summon as the other ones, from what I found. Like the other ones have like a proactive effect or something that will help you kill your opponent, while as those are just like the best second choice, I guess. And then to round the deck up to 40, we play Fusion Gate. Fusion Gate is how we are going to be fusion summoning all our monsters. I remember like a lot of the times if you fusion summon, so I've had some games where it's been like I've drawn every card in my deck, I have no cards left in the deck, my opponent's got like 2 back row set, no cards, no monsters on field, and then you like Trunade them, okay? They chain Scapegoat, say, so you have like, they're on 8,000 life points and they've got 4 Scapegoats, and you're like, there's no way you're killing them until you go Fusion Gate. Then you summon triple Thunder Giant. I don't know if you can see the banish pot. Yeah, okay. And then you summon like 3 Thunder Giants, which I'm just gonna grab this pile. You summon like 3 Thunder Giants, and then you From there, you can like pop 3 of them. So they've got 1 go token left, and then yeah, you can go like so the way I like to do this is like if I tribute 2 to normal summon red eyes, right, and then if you fusion all the red eyes and all the summon skulls, so we've got this massive banish pile at this point. We can then fusion summon 3 Beast Skull Dragons. If I find the turtle. We summon 3 Beast Skull Dragons, and then we usually just round things up by banishing Persiantrix and Avion. So we've got like a, 14 card banish pile, and then we've got this. I'm gonna replace this with this, and then we've got like this big thing. They've got 1 go token, no cards in the field, and then we can go like Flaming Man kill, and then this is what's that, 9/6 and 2/4, which is 12,000 damage. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously you need to like rely on cards like this to give you a win condition of getting to Fusion Gate and Trunade, but it's really cool if you can like successfully do this. I'm not recommending this deck. That's a disclaimer. I am not recommending you play this deck or take it to like any online GOAT tournaments. However, the deck is really fun. It's relatively cheap. Like all the normal monsters are like cost nothing. Like the rest of your spell lineup costs nothing. It's just this really. I think these are like £1 each. So I'm certain this GOAT deck is like under a tenner. And yeah, it's just really fun. We get to fusion summon some hero monsters, which is what we're all about on this channel. So yeah, that's been my deck profile for my Fusion Gate hero deck. If people enjoyed it, let me know. And yeah, that has been, we're gonna put out all the fusiony boys. If I can find them. Yeah, so that's been my GOAT hero deck. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Definitely for casual GOAT play, but if you're locked up with this COVID-19 thing and you just want to play some stupid, more solitary games of GOAT control, this is something fun to play. So yeah, it's been Billy from the Hero Kids, signing out. Peace.